Hello, people. Okay, so now we're to the point where I'm going to prepare this week's meal prep items. Um, I'm intending on having roasted vegetables. For my choice, I'm going to have yellow onion, organic purple cabbage, and asparagus, okay? Now, I'm going to open this and wash it. Believe it or not, just because this plastic is here does not mean you should not wash this, okay? Open it and wash it. And then we're going to make sure that you keep the cord to this because it's very important in what we're about to do. When I get down to that part, I'll be sure to show you an up close what we got going on. Now, the garbage bowl is back here waiting on the disposal pieces of this yellow onion. I need a small piece of this yellow onion to go into the green goddess dressing that I'm going to make because the recipe requires chives. I do not have chives here, and I refuse to go to the store for anything, especially after my blessing that I've not recently received. Okay, now, also, my favorite chef in the whole wide world, Miss Barefoot Contessa, or Ina if you watch Food Network and you kind of know. She taught me when I was in culinary school at Food Network University that it's better to get the fat asparagus because they have more flavor. Okay? And she also said to peel the bottom half so it can help it, to all be tender the same from the tip to the end, right? So I'm going to pull out the potato peeler or whatever and take care of the bottoms of all of these. I'm going to show you along the way, but I'm not going to do it all on video. So I'm going to get the cabbage washed and prepared. I'm going to wash these and start to peel only the bottom portion, not the top, right? I'm going to do the majority, if not all except one or two of the asparagus before I come back. That way I can quickly show you what I did, or how to do it, just in case you need that little lesson. Okay, and so I'm going to put you on hold a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to season this roasted vegetables with my new seasoning blend that I just created, okay? And then, boom, in the oven. While we're waiting or while we're prepping, please preheat your oven, 400 degrees, okay? Get it going. You're also going to need your favorite oil. I'm going to use olive oil. For those of you who are not an oil person, whatever method you use when you roast your vegetables, go right ahead with that. If you are a person to grill your vegetables, I'm sure that this same thing would work. I'm not going outside, so I'm just showing you how I'm going to do my roasted vegetables. I'm going to also cook some basmati rice. I'm going to put the rice in the container, put the cooked roasted vegetables over the top, and then I'm going to put some homemade green goddess dressing on the side in the little to-go carry-out containers. But anyway, when we get to that, we will get to that, okay? So right now, like I said, I'm going to get all of this prepared and into the pan, and then we'll come right back. I'll show you exactly how I do the asparagus, and I will show you a demonstration of what the reason for keeping the cord to the cabbage is. Be right back. Okay, people, believe it or not, this shaving of the ends of the asparagus was a little bit more challenging than what I thought. But at any rate, okay, I started off trying to use my usual. Started breaking them up, right? I'm trying to make sure to keep them whole so I can see, you know, maybe one night I want to do a fancy date night dinner or something for someone or whatever. Keeping them long and whole like that, to me, makes the plate look better. Okay, but mentioning that, let me also let you know, if you're planning on having an adult date night, I would go without asparagus. I would go with green beans, because in case you haven't noticed, after eating 2 or 3 of these, it comes off. So this is what I need for you guys to do, for those that don't believe it. The next time you cook asparagus, it doesn't matter how you prepare it. If you're eating asparagus, I want for you to pay attention when you go to the restroom and potty, okay? And I don't mean poop. I'm talking about pee. You're just going to the potty. Use this thing, the bell pepper for me. Use the thing, right? And you'll know what I mean when I say, if you're planning on having an adult date night, asparagus is not what you want to go with. Fresh green beans would be a better choice, or something else that you like. Anyway, so we had to pull out the old school potato peeler, right? I'm going to show you, hopefully not breaking it, because I've done all of these with only breaking 2, as you can see. But anyway, you know how it goes. Anytime you're doing something for real, live, anything can happen. Okay, so we're just shaving the bottoms off, right? Only the bottoms. Trying to get down to the white-ish looking part, right? All right. All right, just go turn it in a circle and keep taking off that green at the bottom only, not near the tip, okay? We're gonna take the bottoms off. Okay. There you are. See that? Okay. Let's do another, okay? All of that's getting caught up in this blade will make it a little difficult when you go move on to the next one. So I like to take it all out, rinse it in the clean tap water that's in the sink, right? Not soap water, just tap water. You've already washed your produce. Okay, we're gonna just take the bottom off, right? We are preparing for a good time. And in my mind, I'm wondering, all of this that I'm shaving off, I'm wondering if I can boil it and then put it in a blender and make some kind of asparagus and something soup. Y'all think I could do that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But I was thinking that, I was wondering that, okay? So, in case you all haven't noticed, I have not cut the ends off yet. I'm going to just snip a little bit off of there, because the goal with this, what I'm trying, is to see how much of this I can actually eat. Because if you prepare asparagus the traditional way that they tell you, right? This is the whole piece, right? They just say bend it until where it breaks easily on its own. Not find your spot and break it. You bend it, and wherever it easily breaks, that's usually mean this is going to be stalky or hard. You still can use this, mind you. And this is going to be the real good eating part, okay? That's what they say. So I'm used to doing that method, or taking a knife and just say, hey, I want them this long. But today I'm trying my favorite chef's way of roasting, so I have to peel off the bottoms, okay? And then I'm going to snip the end pieces, all right? So let me get done with these last 2. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and get this out of here and rinse it again, okay? Now, you may have a better old school that'll just let you go ahead and do all the work. Let me know where you got it from and what kind it is. I might decide to invest, right? But let me finish this, okay? And please don't suggest something that you know is not really a good tool that really works, that's sharp to take care of this job easily. Because as you can see, I already have something that half work. I want something that works better, okay? So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and get finished with that. I'm sure you guys know that this oven that I turn on 400 to preheat is ready. But I'm not ready. So, okay. Now, I'm saving all of these shavings because I'm really thinking about creating something with them. See what it turns out like since I'm in the kitchen already. Okay. Put it in that bowl. This is the garbage bowl. I cannot put it there because I don't intend on throwing it away. Now, I'm going to take the knife. See it? You can feel it that it's hard, okay? So, in total, that's how much I'm taking off. This is definitely trash, right? So I'm going to go ahead and trim the ends off of all of the asparagus, and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, now, all of the asparagus has been peeled on the ends. We're going to spread them out as even one layer as possible, okay? Right? May have to turn a few of them that way so we can accomplish this, right? Okay, let's do another maybe. Let's see if we can do it like so, like that, okay? Right? We laid them all out. Now we're going to take the olive oil and drizzle, 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 drizzle. As little, as much as you like or none at all, depending on you roast the way you like to roast. It's basically the ideal of this. Okay? There's the oil. I am going to use my new spice blend here. I'm not going to measure because I'm cooking with love because it's for me, right? I love me. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Now, like I said, I'm not measuring. I'm just using this spoon to reach in because I can't just rightfully put my hand in it, right? Okay, so you want to sprinkle on, right? Sprinkle on. If you want to measure, this is number 2. This is a teaspoon size that I'm using. Make sure you get those tips, okay, and those ends really well, because that's where you put the oil. I'm going to get a little bit more, okay? Am I going to use 3 teaspoons on asparagus? No, I'm not. I'm done. Okay. Now I'm going to put my gloves on. But before I put the glove on, let me show you what we did with the cabbage, okay? Because I'm going to cook the cabbage and onion together, and I'm going to cook the asparagus in the pan, all of it in the oven at 400, okay? This is the reason for keeping the core, so you can have a whole piece, right? The chef is never hungry, okay? Remember that. So for those of you that's always hungry, decide to be the cook. You'll never be hungry. Winning. Anyway, so we're keeping the core on for the roasting, right? We're going to, like I said, we're going to cook the cabbage and the onions in the same pan. I'm putting the onions on the opposite side. Let me move. Let me show you. I'm going to put the onions on the opposite side for the seasoning part of it. And then after I put my gloves on, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing here. But see here? Onions and purple cabbage wedges. Wouldn't it be nice if I would only roast 5 of these and be done? I got 3, 6, 7, 8 wedges. I haven't eaten dinner or lunch today yet. So I'm definitely going to get a sample. But this, right, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to get everything oiled up before I put my gloves on, so I may as well show you, right? Everybody gets some oil. Everybody. for me. Like I said, if you are not the person to use oil, by all means cook or roast your vegetables the way that you choose to. Gladys cannot make you do anything. I do this for Miss Gladys. I'm Gladys, in case you don't know. Okay? We're going to oil up the onions as well, right? That looks like enough. Okay? Now we're going to use that same spice blend. It's my new spice blend, okay? We're going to put, okay, sprinkle each wedge of cabbage the best you can so we can make sure that as it roasts, that seasoning goes down in, right? That's 1 teaspoon. I'm going in for another because I put 2 on there, right? Okay, we're going to keep sprinkling. We're going to also get those onions seasoned, right? Let's go in there and get some more. We're going with 3 tablespoons for the cabbage and onions because it's more over here. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me put my gloves on so I can put my best kitchen tools to work. Okay, hold on. Okay, gloves on. Make sure you roll everybody around, right? Because we're trying to make sure that the oil is on the vegetables. And in all honesty, every bit of this, all of it, can be sampled for seasoning raw. All vegetables, just about, can be, in my opinion, can be eaten raw. And I have no problem with it, okay? But that's my business, okay? If you want to wait till yours get cooked and then finish with some salt or whatever, that's on you. But most of the time, I taste my vegetables at raw. So I can know for me if I like it. Okay, so let me show you the asparagus before I move on. Okay. Y'all see that seasoning? Can you see that? Everybody's going to go into a preheated 400-degree oven, though we're not going to cook. The asparagus will go for roughly 20 minutes. I will go with 15. I'm going to set the timer for 20, 15, and then if it's need a little bit more cooking, I'll give it an additional 5, okay? The cabbage and onions, I'm thinking 20, 25 minutes at 400 degrees, okay? We're mixing the seasoning on the onions, okay? If you don't like onions, don't use onions. What I need to do when I'm thinking about it is put some garlic in here since I have so much and so much. I happen to like garlic, okay? And I happen to like onions too. Okay. I'm gonna rub those cabbage wedges down in hopes that the seasoning go between the layers. Oops, be careful, y'all. Judge ye not. Let me tell y'all a secret. Purple cabbage is in coleslaw, and it's not cooked, okay? That means you too eat raw cabbage. Okay? Okay. That kind of tastes good, y'all. Oh, Lord, I think it's delicious. Oh, God. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to just rub them down on that side and then come back with a little bit more seasoning to confirm that it's going in here. I don't think this is a heavy salt seasoning. But how about this? The first 5 people to send me your full legal name, your mailing address, your email address, and your phone number, I will send you a sample of my new spice blend, let you critique it and let me know what I should do to fix it. Don't forget, I need your full legal name, your mailing address where you receive mail, your email address that you can check, and your cell phone number. The first 5 people to send me that information, I'll let you be the judge of this new seasoning, okay? But anyways, let's get back to it. I'm gonna rub them all down, right? After I get this, oh, look at that. Oh God, I'm telling y'all, I like it, okay? Now we're gonna season the other side, but I'm not gonna rub it as much, because I'm about to take the gloves off. Probably don't even need to as much. I'm gonna try to disperse 1 teaspoon total. Oh, look at that. I might not need to do nothing. Just move them cabbage wedges and pick it up off the pan. Come on through. That's what I'll do. Oh, God. I ain't gonna keep telling you. It's good to me. Okay? Now, I'm gonna spread them onions, some of them in there like that, and keep the others on the far end. The reason for me doing that in hopes of building more flavor profile on the cabbage. Okay? Very good. Everybody's about to go in. 15 minutes, then check the asparagus. 20 minutes, and then check the cabbage and onions. Okay, let me show you. Make sure you cut this off the bottom of your cabbage. I'm not for that. I ain't going. The cabbage was whole. I cut this. This is the only piece of the core. This is the part that's rooted to the ground, as you can see. Okay? I cut that off. And then cut everybody into wedges. But let's go ahead and get this into the preheated oven. I'm going to put the cabbage on the top, the closer to the top, and I'll put the asparagus on the bottom at 15 minutes. Let's get that going. Okay. This one's going to get 20 minutes, right? Let's set this timer. 20 minutes total. And then I'm going to set this one. This one is on 30 minutes. So I'm setting 3 timers. Let me tell you the reason why. This is on the microwave. I set this one. You don't have to do all this, but this is just me because I'm making sure that I don't go too far because I know that I want this texture to be a certain way. This one is to check the asparagus. I'm going to check both pans so that way I can just determine at that point if the 20 minutes will work, because 20 minutes is really where I want to cook this at. And while I'm waiting for these to cook, let's use our time wisely. I am going to cook my basmati rice. To cook rice, I suggest that you follow the package directions or whatever. But if you are smart like me, you bulk shop, let me show you, okay? This is how much basmati rice that I have that will not fit into my bulk container in my pantry. So I'm aiming to get rid of all of this sooner than that, okay? So 1 cup of rice needs 2 cups of water. That's how you cook rice in most cases or whatever. 1 cup to cook 2 cups of water. Depending on the type of rice, it can cook anywhere from 12 to 16, 18 minutes or something like that. Don't overcook your rice, okay? I'm not big on mushy rice, so I'm going to go with 10 minutes because I'm on an electric cook stove. When you turn off electric stoves, the heating element is still hot. Even when you move that pot over off of that element, the pot is still hot. So I will leave it there in the pot. After 10 minutes, I will this is how I do mine, okay? I'm going to bring it to a boil, stir it 1 time, put a lid on it. Then I'm going to reduce the heat to a low simmer. Cook for 10 minutes. It's probably going to be done. Basmati rice does not take a lot to cook. It's a thin rice, if you will. It's not like parboiled rice, for instance. It's not. This is not a breakfast rice in my mind. Okay. Maybe one day I'll make a video and show you what I'm talking about as far as the different rices. I will take a day and cook rice. I don't know if that's something y'all need to know. Let me know in the comments, okay? They're there. Feel free to say something, ask questions, and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, so let me get to cooking my rice before my timer gets too far, because it's already at 11:41 and I have not put this rice in the pot. I'm using these timers for more than one thing. Hold tight. Okay, so I decided to go with 1.5 cups of rice and 3 cups of water. This is my first stir. It has not come to a boil. The only reason I stir it again a second time is to confirm if it's sticking at the bottom or not. We do not want it sticking. Okay, and then also, when it come up to a boil and we bring it down, I'm using a steam pot, right? That's why probably more times than not that I can cook my rice a little less than the time that's on there, because you remember back in the day they used to tell you to tilt your lids on your pots, right? That was because it didn't have a way to breathe. You see that? That's what this is for, to help you breathe. Okay, so we're gonna let that come to a boil, and I'm gonna go ahead and freeze my scraps here and wait for everything to come together. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so the rice is coming to a boil, right? Okay, I'm stirring, making sure, right? Not too much disturbing. We're going to reduce the heat to a low simmer. Put the lid on. In case you're wondering, those scraps that I was thinking about from the asparagus, I'm going to boil them. I'm going to bring them to a boil and let them do what they do. And I'm going to see what we have. Because I probably could just use the juice. I could strain it. Or I could maybe go ahead and put it all in the blender. Who knows? I'm just going to see. And if nothing happens, nothing happens. I'm not wasting anything. This is, the ends from the asparagus. So we're going to let this go for 10 minutes and then rice will be ready. Okay, hold tight. 15 minutes has passed. Let's see what ooh, look at that. It's not looking like it's done, but it's sure looking like it's gonna taste right. Get your friends out. Let's see. Oh yeah, it could take another 5 minutes, okay? What I'm gonna do with the cabbage and onions, I'm going to rotate the pan, okay? Back in. The second timer is still going and it says 5 minutes. So we're gonna allow that to keep going. Once the second timer go off, I'm definitely gonna take out the asparagus, right? And I'm gonna check the cabbage for tenderness. Okay, hold on. Okay, the timer has went off for 20 minutes total. What my first thing to check is my rice, which I'm gonna turn the heat off, right? Because it's looking real fresh to me, okay? It's looking like it's done. Let me show you guys what happens after roughly 12 minutes. There is still water in this, mind you. 12 minutes in, basmati rice, okay? It is completely cooked. Now, let's go in and get that asparagus out, right? People! Party people! It's gonna be good, bro. Beautiful. This is now cooked. I almost looked the same as it did when it was raw, right? Okay, this is still hot here. I need to move my notes, but what happens if I change something and I can't do it? Oh no. Okay, now we're gonna check our cabbage. They are cooking, right? They are cooking. They are not completely done. We're rotating the pan once again. Let's take the fork and check. Yeah, it can stand a little bit more cooking. Okay? Back in. Try not to keep the oven open too long because you will lose the 400 degrees like I just did because I'm trying to show you stuff. But anyway, so the timer on the refrigerator is still saying it has 8 minutes. I think I'm going to let it cook for that 8 minutes based on the fork test. This here is the beginning of my green goddess dressing. I'm using what I have on hand to make this dressing, okay? Cilantro, okay? That piece of onion that we saved from the roasted vegetables. We're probably going to cut this in half and use half of it. We're going to use some tahini paste. I have basil paste. If I had fresh basil, I would use fresh basil instead of this, but this is the closest thing that I have to it. It was in my refrigerator, and I'm getting it out of here. I'm going to use it today. Apple cider vinegar, unsweetened almond milk. As you can see, y'all think I'm playing. This stuff has really been here. Do you see that milk in there moving? Yeah, you do. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about this. You see this napkin here? That means I came home from the market the day that this was purchased. I washed it, I patted dry. The same napkin that I patted dry with, I balled up, took the air out, put it in the refrigerator. This has been in the refrigerator, I want to say a week or better. And it still looks brand new, like it just come out the store. So this is how I store my produce. You can also cover up the ends, right? And depending on how much cooking I may do in one setting, like not with cilantro, but flat leaf parsley. That's one of my other favorite go-to herbs or whatever. So if I buy that and I know that I'm going to cook several days, I'm going to go ahead and wash it and prepare it. And then I'm going to put it in a cup like a plant, right? And I'm going to just use it throughout each recipe as I'm cooking. It does not have to go in the refrigerator like this. But if you know you bought it and you don't plan on using it for 3 or 4 days or whatever, and you just really don't know for certain how to, what you're going to do to get rid of it other than this one recipe, doing it like this, make sure you take the air out, okay? It's almost like I put the vacuum seal to it. I was squeezing it so. Take the air out in this wet paper towel that you patted the leaves dry with. It will help keep a little moisture in here to help these stay alive. That's my tip, my trick that I do. Let me know if you tried and if it worked for you in the comments. Okay, now for the green goddess dressing, we're gonna go with half of the cilantro to start with and some of the basil paste, and then we're gonna add everything else to it. We're gonna taste it. I'm thinking I should probably add some garlic powder. Nope, I have fresh garlic. So we'll put 1 clove in it just to be careful, not to overpower it. Okay, so we're gonna put everything in a high flour blender, let it go. I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil, so as it do what it do, it'll come together or whatever, and we'll just see what happens, okay? I just want to make sure you all can see what I'm using. If it don't turn out good, we'll tweak it and play with it until it is good, okay? This is my ingredients. Into the blender, everything goes. Hold tight. It has been a total of 30 minutes. We're going to check the cabbage one last time in hopes that it's done enough to, I like a little bite and texture still, so let's see. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So, let's take them on out. Show you again. Roasted purple cabbage, okay? It took 30 minutes at 400. If you like yours completely done, I suggest that you cook it a little longer, okay? But for me, I like texture, a little bite. So that's what I'm going for, okay? This is hot, okay? Right. So we're gonna leave that there as we finish our tahini paste, okay? This is the juice of half of a lemon. Can you see all those so-and-so seeds in there? There you go. I have to take those out. I'm going to doctor and play around with how much basil I want to put in the blender. I'm going to doctor and play around with how much cilantro I'm going to put in the blender. But I'm just, the basics of a green goddess dressing. Tahini paste, cilantro, basil in my case or whatever. You know, you can choose your own herbs that you so choose. Apple cider vinegar. I'm going to use almond milk, lemon juice. I put 1 clove of garlic in here as smashed. And traditional use chives. Didn't have chives on hand, so I used a small little wedge of yellow onion. So let me go ahead and finish this, right? And then once I blend it, keep the noise out your ear. I'll come back and show you. Okay, hold on. Okay, everybody's in the blender, right? Everything. The tahini paste, the olive oil, the almond milk, the cilantro, the basil paste, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar. And the garlic clove, and I put a pinch of salt on the top to finish it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is blend it and see what it tastes like. Hold on. Okay, I use the dressing setting on my Ninja blender. Anyway, I use the setting. I have a Ninja blender. I mean, I'm country, y'all. Forgive me. I use the dressing setting. Here is the finished result. I did not open it and push down or anything. I'm gonna open it. Ooh, wee! Beautiful. Don't smell too bad, okay? Now, it's really basil strong, I think, but that's okay. I like basil. So what we're gonna do now, let's check the thickness of it, right? Wet your spoon and lift it up. How wet do you want yours? Let me see if I can push it over so you can actually see it dropping from on the reflection of the fridge. See that? It's still thick, but not too thick. Now let's sample it, okay? Don't want to try. Let's try it on the onion, okay? Right? Because we have to do this because this is going to be the dressing for everything, right? Put that dressing on that onion. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Hold on. I don't think I tasted it enough. Okay, let's do it again. Cook ain't never hungry, I'm telling you. All right. Very good. Ooh. I'm thinking I could handle a little bit more salt in this, but because my vegetables are seasoned well, I won't do it. So now I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to show you how to put everything into the meal prep containers ready for the refrigerator, okay? Yeah, we'll get there. But in my mind, I'm thinking since my cabbage are done, I would like to go ahead and cut them each wedge 2 times so it can be 3 portions or whatever, and I can just, if you know what that means. If you don't worry, I'll show you. Let me clean up a little bit of this, make a little room so we can have space to work and I can show you. Hold on. Okay, a quick rundown of what we're going to do because my microphone receiver is showing me red. I've been on here long enough for today. Anyways, okay, as you can see, I trimmed the asparagus and I portioned it per day, plus today. I trimmed it because maybe I didn't shave enough on the ends. We'll try that experiment again, okay? Also, the purple cabbage. I went ahead and cut them into quarters and took the core off. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare everything else. I decided to bowl up in my round meal prep containers with the lids right, because it's easier to put the dressing into the little container and still have room in there, right? Okay, first you get the rice, you take a fork and you fluff your rice, okay? Fluff the rice. I'm only gonna make one container right now because like I said, my receiver is going out of there battery wise, okay? The rice has been fluffed. It's not sticking. It's not gummy. You can see individual pieces, okay? So this is how I do mine. You can use a spoon. You can use the same fork. But in order to try to portion it about the same, I take a measuring cup, right? Go into that fluffed rice. I'm going to put that in there, all right? Into the container. One side is still open. Matter of fact, I'm going to just put it all at the bottom, 1 cup, even, like that, okay? Now I'm going to go in and get my cabbage and onions, right? Ooh, delicious, bro. It's going to be so good. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then we're going to put our asparagus also in here, right? Let's get a few of those onion pieces and put in there, right? Okay. That is how you build it, right? Everything is in the one bowl. The space that's open here or in the center, I'm going to put my green goddess dressing. Let me quickly pour up one and put it in here, put a lid on it so you can see the whole finished product. We are to the final run of meal prepping this week. Hold on. See here? Everything's in here. Look at that asparagus showing out and then turn. But anyways, if you choose to, go ahead and season your rice. I'm not going to because like I said, my vegetables has plenty of the green goddess dressing is right. Okay, so we're going to put the lid on. See how comfortable everybody fits in? This is my meal prep for the week. Ready to go. All I have to do is grab a fork. When I'm at work and it's lunchtime, I am going to open, take out my dressing, and it may be a little thicker by sitting in the refrigerator. So if it is, I left room in the little container to add a little drop of water in there, shake it up, and then pour it over, drizzle over. There it is. Meal prep bowl number 1. Let me finish everybody else, and I'll see you next time. Please enjoy. Let's not forget, if you want to sample my new spice blend that I created or whatever and be a critique of it, please send me your full legal name, first and last, your correct mailing address where you receive mail, your email address, and your cell phone number. You can send it to me however you know how to contact me. And the reason I'm saying that is because some people that's watching this is family. I don't want it to be biased or anything. So however you get it to me is how you get it to me. I'll be happy to share it with you. Once I get my 5 people, I will come back and edit the title or whatever to let everybody know that I have my number. So, okay. Follow me on Facebook, Gladys Thompson, parentheses, Gladys Faye. It's been fun. Gotta run. Until next time, let me finish my meal prep. Be blessed always.